Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. As a content author, when we are doing the document authoring and EDS, Sidekick plugin is very helpful to preview our document and then publish it. And these are and reload the page, and there are some other functionality also available. And these are all the functionality which are available out of box. Like when you install this Chrome plugin, these functionality comes out of box. But apart from that, there are some other custom functionality, or you can say custom action or plugin that we can add, which can be very helpful for the content author, and it can improve their productivity a lot. For example, let me open the Sidekick extension, and I have added few custom action, or you can say the plugin. So, and I'll explain about each and everything. Like I have added here three custom actions, and one is these are simple action, like these are just the buttons, and one is the container action. Basically, it's just a container, and then when you click on it, it will open other action. So as I was explaining, these custom actions can be very useful for authors. For example, in a normal authoring, suppose when you want to add any image, what do you do? Like we can normally can insert an image from our local system. Like you can click on it, you can and you can upload it from your computer. Okay, but in the real world scenario, this is not an ideal case. Like you will not be having all your images or assets in your local. It must be maintained at one centralized location. It can be any kind of dam. Okay, it can be AEM dam or some other dam. But as we are using EDS, so most probably it will be AEM dam. So what we can do, we can do the integration with AEM's cloud service. And out of box, this integration is available for AEM's cloud service only. But if we want to integrate with AEM 6.5, that is also possible, but we need to write some custom JS, and there are multiple documents available from Adobe, like how we can achieve that. But by default, it can be integrated with AEM as a cloud service instance or AEM Asset Essentials. Okay, so basically, using that, you can access all your assets which are available in AEM DAM and which are approved. Like basically, your asset need to go through some approval workflow, right? So that is not possible in EDS, and EDS also doesn't provide any kind of repository where you can store your asset. So basically, we need to integrate with some kind of repository. So that is possible using this Sidekick custom plugins. One more functionality that is very helpful for the content author and which can improve their productivity a lot. As we know, if we want to add any new block, right, as a content author, we need to add this kind of table, okay, and then add all the content manually. For example, this is the card. Here we just have, right, uh, you can say the one tile, right, one card, right, with the image and some content. Okay, and suppose the same kind of uh, blocks, configurations are being added on multiple pages. For example, suppose you are adding these card blocks on lots of pages, right? With suppose maybe most used variation can be of like two cards variation or three cards or five card variations. And similarly, this is true for other blocks also. So if you are adding these blocks manually every time, it can take a lot of time. And to speed up this process, there's this asset library, or you can say the block library plugin is also available. through which what we can do, we can have these block authoring uh, done in the separate documents, and it can be accessed through Sidekick, and then we can just copy and paste it on our document. That means we can just copy and paste it. We don't have to do it manually. And then definitely that will have some default content, and you can change the content as per your need. But basically all the layouts and all those things will be like a table will be created automatically, and then with the default content, and then you can change the content. So that will basically speed up the process. So what all changes that we need to do to achieve all this? Let me explain that. Right, from the code point of view, and if you want to add something from the in the content also. So first, what we need to do, if I go to my code and I've just to basically save some time, I've already made all these changes, and I can explain it, okay, what we have done. So to uh, add this custom action, okay, in your Sidekick extension, we have to create this folder at the root level in our code base, uh, tools, and under tools there should be a folder Sidekick, and then we need to add this config.json. I'll explain about this. What is this library.html? First, let's see this config.json. And first, I'll explain about the AEM asset integration and the container action that we have added. Then we'll talk about the block library at the last. So here I have added multiple plugins. So basically, this is the structure. This is the config.json where we can add. This basically holds the definition of each and every action that is called like one plugins. So this is an array, and each array is having one object. You can say this definition that basically correspond to that particular action. For example, if I check the AEM asset integration, so first, like we need to add these parameters like ID. You can provide any ID here, then title, whatever the title you want to add. Environments are basically like where should this functionality should be available. Edit means when you are editing the document, it should be available, because normally you want to add the asset when you are editing in a document, right? So it should be available there only. But there are other environments also. For example, like suppose you want to have some functionality when you are previewing the page, or you are on the live page. So that kind of things also, environments you can also add. For example, I've added here, right? Edit, dev, preview, live. Then is palette true means when you click on the action, it should open you can say a window or wizard kind of thing, and through that we can access other information. For example, in case of AEM asset integration, it will open up a window, pop-up window, and we can browse the asset using that palette, and then we can basically copy it and paste it in our on our document. This is basically you can basically control the layout of that palette, how big that palette should be, like what position it should have on your page when you click on it. You can control that it from here. This is the URL that you need to give as it is, right? For AEM asset integration. You don't have to change this, okay? Include path, basically where on which path this particular extension should be available. So right now it is available whenever, like you can add basically uh, there's one more property called exclude path. For example, if you are, this is basically for document authoring, but sorry, because this asset you are will be adding only on documents, but suppose some plugin that you have added to be available on, for example, here on a preview or the live pages, then you can add some exclude path property also. And in suppose if you want that particular functionality should not be available in particular path, that you can add it as a exclude path. So include path like basically should be available on all the documents. Pass config is basically telling this like your if you are added any query parameter here, okay, that will be going that will be added in the URL when you click on it. And apart from that, the default config will also be added. For example, your repo name, branch, and all, or your project name, all those things will be passed. Uh, this is this will be I explain when I'll talk about this pass config and all those things. Rail is basically rail falls. I think this is basically when you open this, right, this AEM Asset Integration, whether you by default it will show you some asset based on the repository that you selected. But if you want to have the hierarchy, you want to show see all the folders and the hierarchical structure, for that you can basically uh, pass this rail equals to true. I think in the latest configuration it is handled through the query parameter here. We can pass it there. So first let me show this the AEM asset integration. So if I so so once you added this, right, and you just need to commit this file because because this should be available in your code base, right? So you need to basically, it's already committed. So let me go to my document, and when I click on AEM asset, it basically opens. If you are not logged in, so I already logged in on my AEM server like some time back, and the cookie and all those things, everything is already saved, right? So when I open this, it will directly open the asset from my repository. But if you are not logged in, it will ask you it will give you that login window that you normally get when you are trying to log into any AEM's cloud service author instance. So I'll just click on this AEM asset, and you can see it is already showing me few asset here, and I can just copy this. When you click on this, you just copy and you can paste it anywhere. So that image is basically you added your image from your AMS cloud service instance. So that's how it works. And basically you can select multiple repositories here. Uh, whatever repositories are available, you can select any one of them, and then based on that your asset will be available. Okay, so that's how you can integrate with your AEM's cloud service instance, or AEM Asset Essential also you can add it. So for AEM Asset Integration, we just need to make changes in this config.json file and add this plugin here. Now, before talking about the block library, let me talk about this. Uh, so this is the direct actions, right? There's a direct button, okay? But this widget basically is a container actions, and basically it contains a child action. For example, and to do that, we need to add configuration like this. First of all, we need to add a plugin where we need to give the this property true is container true. That means that is telling it is a container, and all the plugin which use container ID as this ID will be like child of that particular container. So here I've added two child actions definition. One is the you can add any other definition. I just added just for the example purpose, like EDS and Adobe URL here. So it's just a simple button with a URL. So basically you need to give the ID and then you need to add this extra property in your container children, and this ID should be similar to this ID. Then you need to give any title, environment, and this is the URL where it will go. And pass referrer means it will basically when it go to this particular URL, right? It will the original domain from where it is coming. It will have those information in the URL. Similarly, I'll also show you the first. Let me show this, then I'll add this pass config true, and then let you know how, show you how it is coming. So that is the change. Similarly, I've added for Adobe also same thing. You need to add here also the container ID. So let me click on this EDS tutorial, for example. If you see, it is added this refer as a parameter, and it is added that document path basically. And it better if I show you from this AEM Made Easy Live, and if I click on EDS tutorial, it is adding our site as a referrer. Okay, so whatever the domain from where we are coming, right, it will add as a referrer. And let me add one more parameter here in this particular configuration, like pass config, and commit it. So it gone. Our changes are pushed. Let me wait and refresh it. Normally takes some time. So let me check if this action is complete. Okay, I think it's done. So if I click on again, and now I've added pass config true also. So you can see it has added some default config like reference, main, branch, and repo, owner, and then the referrer also we said is true. So that is added all those information here. Okay, so that's how uh, you can basically pass configurations. And if you want to pass something directly from here also as a query parent, that also can be done. For example, q equals to aim made easy training. I can add anything, and let me push this as well. Let's check it here. Let it complete. Okay, it's done. And if I let me just refresh it. Okay, it has added our custom query parameter also, apart from other default information that is uh, that it will add when you add pass config is true. So that is how you can add, as I shown, the normal action or the container action. Okay. Now coming to this block library, I already basically told you the purpose, right? It basically helps content author to directly copy the block definition, block authoring definition, and then paste it. Okay, so that content author can basically get some head start and then basically easily author the content. And from the configuration perspective, there are some changes that we have to, basically some extra thing that we need to add in the code as well as in the content. So code wise, like this plugin is anyway it's needed, and it has the same configuration. If you can see, their URL is basically tools sidekick library.html. So this HTML is present here, and it is nothing, it's just the page that will be loaded inside the palette, right? Like what is rendered inside the palette, that is this particular page. And it is having this script. So these are all out of box that is being added, so you don't have to change this. And then here we are reading this like tools sidekick library.json. So this is basically we have added a spreadsheet in our content repository, and that spreadsheet basically get converted to .json file, right? And it is reading the definition from there. For example, if I go to content repository, there we have added this, we need to add this tools folder at the root label. Inside tool, there should be a folder as Sidekick, and inside Sidekick, there are this library, and which is basically used in this particular file. So basically, this library spreadsheet, when you basically preview it or access it, will be accessible as a JSON file, right? And what it contains, like what all block definition you need to have, right? It will contains the name of that and where is the respective document available for each and every block. So you will basically make one entry for one block, and then you also give the you can say this relative this path uh, of that where the document of that particular block is available. For example, if I show you this column, right? If I let me open this, so it is available inside tools, sidekick, blocks, and columns. This is the document. So you need to add basically each one document for each block, and then you need to preview and publish also, right? So that it works properly. And what this document contains, let me show you. It basically contains all the variation of your block that you want to provide to your content author. For example, here there are two variation of your column block. One is having with two columns. So this is the default content uh, and default layout of the column block with two columns. And here, this is basically for the three column. And we have added this extra library metadata block basically so that when you, for example, what it is doing, let me click on this, not from here, from about us page. Let me click on this block library. If you see, it basically loads all the blocks which are available as a library, and for each and every com blocks, you can see there are multiple variations available. So right now, like whatever the variation that you added, right, that should be identifiable also, right? Basically, like if you don't add this this library metadata, it will just show columns and columns here, columns and columns. So you will not be able to understand or easily identify, okay, which one is like which is the like two column variation, which is the three column variation. So this basically giving this extra you can say metadata or extra information about like which variation is there, and you can select the any particular variation also, and then see the content for all the different viewport as well. And then if you want to use any particular variation, okay, you what you can do, or we can just click on this copy and we can just click on paste here. Can just control V, or we can right click on it. So you can see this is added here. Similarly, suppose if you want to use the other variation, we can copy that. And then one more functionality is available. Suppose at the time of copying, like if that particular time only if you want to change something, right, that is also possible. For example, suppose I want to change this content before I copy this, I can just add text and then I click on copy, and then I can just paste it here. You can say that content itself is changed over here, and if we refresh it, it basically it should not change the actual content as we are done it at the runtime. So let me refresh it, for example, columns to column. Can see so it's just at the runtime we can all at the we can at the runtime also we can make some changes and then copy paste it. So that's how basically you can add your default content for your different blocks. I don't say that you want to add it for each and every block, right? Like suppose in your site, maybe the 5 or 6 blocks are used very frequently, and with a few with some variations, like suppose for each and every block there are 2 or 3 variations that are used very popularly or used very extensively in your site, so you can add those. So it's a basically uh, help your content author to basically finish this authoring quickly. They don't have to do this every time manually, and they get some kind of head start. And a normal Sidekick plugin, we just need to make changes in the config.json file here. But for this asset block library, we need to make some additional changes, like we need to add this library.html file, and then we need to add some default content also here. in our content repository. So that is all for this video. Thanks. And if you liked my content, please like, subscribe, and share my channel. Thank you.